I guess I have to hit it.
Oh,
I thought it was. I thought it does it automatically. Like sometimes it does it automatically, and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why. So
yeah.
weird.
When I'm live streaming from I'm getting speech jammed. When I sorry. When I live stream from Wave Potter, I don't have to press go live, but when I live stream from Gaijin Guys, I do. So like last time I hosted, we had this whole conversation and I had forgotten to press go live.
Oh yeah. That's horrible, dude. I've done that before. I've done that because it says excellent connection, so like kind of fools you.
When you're hosting, like you can't like watch the stream on YouTube and host.
Welcome to the Gaijin Guys podcast. We're talking about Japanese music news and other music related things. Today we're going to be talking about some Band-Maid support. They got a band support room. Let's see how you all feel about that.
Oh,
I kind of already know. We got some
today.
We got some Babe Metal news. We got a bunch of news. By the way, we're sponsored by from ourselves. We're sponsoring ourselves today, so check out
these guys right here.
Yeah, check out that
guys.
Beautiful Gaijin Guys mug. You can get that on our merch store.
Gaijin Guys mug.
Is that new? Because that looks really good, actually.
I just cleaned it.
Oh, that's what a clean Gaijin Guys mug looks like.
You need to clean the outside of your mugs too when you're done with them.
True. This is, these are facts. Been facts.
We're just trying to help out people in general, folks. When you clean your coffee mugs, clean the inside and the outside.
You know what? Yeah. I actually never thought of that. I usually just rinse out the inside.
You see, we help each other.
Wave learned something new today.
Get some vinegar, my friend.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
vinegar always good for coffee.
How are you guys all doing?
I'm doing really good. How are you doing?
Doing okay.
Yeah,
a little tired.
What's going on?
Well, let's start with you, Ryan. How was your week?
My week has been pretty good. I did a couple, kind of getting back in the swing of things. Finally, did a live stream. I think it was Tuesday. A little surprise live stream, and I was going to make a video about the song "Page" by Band-Maid, and then I ended up watching was that this week? With the radio station featured Band-Maid for an hour, KCOR.
Oh yeah,
out of Las Vegas. And
K-Hole.
Show's called The Foxhole.
Or Foxhole.
And
K-Hole.
It's a subgenre of K-pop.
With Russ Henry and Jake are the hosts. And so I was watching it, and there's a chat during the show. So I was talking there, then I live streamed some of it, and I got to talking to people. And the 25th this month, I'm actually going to co-host the show for the hour-long show. I'm gonna be on the fucking radio.
That's awesome, dude. Man.
You're living your
well
destiny.
Done.
Yeah, so that was fun, man. I just one of the hosts and we follow each other on Twitter. I didn't even realize it. I was like, oh yeah, I know who you are. And then the other guy I was in contact with, he's like, no, I just realized who you were. I watched a couple of your videos. I'm like, sweet, man. So I'll be doing that the 25th at 7 p.m. EST. And so that turned into a live stream about Page and kind of deep dive into that, which is just a beautiful song. I was talking about Voice of Bachiprat on Thursday, and that just turned into watching a bunch of their videos, and Tyler and Chaotic Blue like losing their minds and like becoming fans instantly.
Seriously?
So they hadn't listened to them before, and they're a great band, man.
That's
great
awesome.
band. I took Friday off. I got a couple of watches fixed.
Oh yeah, you're showing off some vintage watches.
Look at this old Batman.
Oh, that's
watch.
Nice.
What?
It's I think it's from the Batman Forever era.
Nice.
And then this old
I hope you're wearing that when we meet, because
this old Casio calculator watch, man, from like 1995.
Wow.
I think Misa has one just like this. She has one very similar.
What?
But I had it
She's
first.
got good taste. It's classic.
How do you press those tiny buttons?
Use your fingernail, man.
Or pen.
Yeah, or
That's how I ruined mine.
Yeah. I went kayaking yesterday, and today is my anniversary with Amanda of 18 years of marriage.
Wow,
Congratulations.
Having a good day.
And you still came to the show?
Yep, I'm not like these other guys that take off every fucking other week.
Ouch.
Uh-oh. Drama alert.
Yes, let's fight. Let's do a fight.
I thought that was scheduled for later.
yeah. We got a lot of fights scheduled later on, guys.
Oh yeah. Stay tuned. It's gonna be.
Don't
fun.
worry. It's about to get heated. How about you, Wave? How was your week, man?
It was good. I had a wedding yesterday that we worked at. That it was a pretty long day, but I'm actually not super wiped out like usual. So I think that's exciting for me. At the end of the night, the DJ was playing some really cool mixes, like just classics, and I was getting super into it and dancing a lot. So I think maybe that physical activity helped. Just guess there. But anyway, I wanted to review some of these artists that I heard during my Tuesday live stream this week, because it's kind of something I want to start doing, just shouting out a few Japanese bands.
This is our
really
new what were we gonna call it? Didn't we have a name for this? Waves underrated Japanese. I don't know what to call it.
Yeah, perfect. Waves.
That's a headline.
Underrated Japanese, whatever you call it.
It rolls off the tongue, man.
Yeah. That's the segment where we just added.
We need a title screen for this segment. Anyway, okay. So here's a couple artists, and Alan, I sent you the links. So
yep, I got them ready.
After I give a little sum up, I'll just have you play whatever little section you want to.
You don't want to see that
behind the scenes. So the first artist I want to highlight here is Miyuna, who Julian shared with me. So thank you for that. But she has a really soulful voice. I was just captivated by her performance. I think I might not have even paused the first time I watched her, because it was just like really impressive. It kind of reminds me of Ado a little bit in the expressiveness, versatility, and how she can shift her voice on a dime to match whatever emotion that line needs. Except there's a perk that she shows her face, so you can actually watch her perform, watch her facial expressions. I think that just makes it a little easier to connect.
Is this her right here?
Performance. Yeah.
Okay.
I just think that makes it a little easier to connect with the performance on a personal level, you know? So I play like the last 20 seconds, or like start there and see what it is. Cause there was like a cool.
It does have like an auto feel to it. It does have.
Oh, what?
Is that,
so anyway, that's a very tiny sample.
Hey, but you can hear that she has an incredible voice. So
yeah, and playing guitar while singing and being that on point with her voice, I was blown away. So
and that was live. That was a live performance in that video.
Yep.
Yeah,
it was live. I'll drop the link for you all right now, because I'll check that out later.
Checking that out.
Thank you. And then it gets even more underrated, because I think she's got a decent following already. She's kind of popping off right now, but next is Bim Bam Boom. It's kind of a jazz band at its core, but it's
exciting.
also yeah, they made a song about a tiger roll, so that kind of gives you a glimpse into their personalities. But that's what I love about them.
I want that guitar.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be funky. That's
awesome.
There's like a drum solo and a bass solo in the middle of it.
I'm checking out Bim Bam Boom. That sounded awesome.
And then they're sitting at a sushi bar eating tiger rolls.
That's amazing.
It really stood out to me, because a lot of the jazz bands I watch, the musicians are absolutely mind blowing, but a lot of them kind of just stand there and do their thing, and it's impressive enough to watch. But they bring a lot of personality to their videos, and it's really entertaining, because you could see they're goofy and fun, and they make a fun music video, and of course they also bring the talent.
Hell yeah!
So, and then this last, thank you, Ollie, by the way, for sharing Bim Bam Boom with us on live stream. Finally, we got the most weird one, Hyper Sardines. And if you just want to play a section of it first before I talk about it. Okay.
I think it shows the worst section.
Yeah, find it. Yeah.
I'm intrigued enough.
Yeah, perfect. You can see
Very
it right there,
progressive.
triggering the different samples.
Yep.
Oh, is that? Wow.
Yeah, so this is all just live drums, live voice, and then she's triggering samples on her pad of either
Yeah,
wow.
vocal loops she made, or some of the samples are just for the bass line in the background.
Yep.
Just
But-
is it just the drummer there then?
Yeah, drummer is the only one playing an instrument.
Holy
and they have
wow.
a huge sound. So just like the mental.
I've seen this in Austin with a musician. He did a very similar thing, but they had other members. He had it all set up, but he just lays the canvas of the song, and then this guitar player came in and did vocals with it. But he had like the harmonies triggered and stuff. So they had like the vocal line
cool.
for the chorus, but the thing is like timing that perfectly, you know? To be like, you're in the middle of a beat and you're like, all right, this vocal melody's coming right here. Bam, hit it real quick, you know?
Yeah.
So it's
That's the
very
thing that blew
fascinating.
my mind about this is a really progressive, like experimental jazzy song. The stuff the drummer was doing was, really advanced jazzy stuff and playing off of polyrhythms and stuff. So it wasn't a simple song where you could just lay a backdrop and then do stuff on top of it, or, trigger one thing every so often. It was like constant changing in the composition of the song and triggering the different things to match those changes, and it just blew my mind. And
Some
she
of
was
the-
singing live too.
Some of the just from what I got there, the timing on it made me think of some of the math rock kind of bands like Tricot,
Yeah.
and some of those other kind of bands. Yeah, or Trico.
Sure.
Yeah, I always get it wrong, but yeah,
Yeah, I think that's
very interesting.
math rock is probably what it is. But thank you,
Mm.
Stephen Chow, for sharing that on the stream. It was I've never seen anything like that before, so it was really cool.
That's awesome.
Nero in the chat said, Potter's Picks.
Potter's
That's awful
picks.
simple. That's awful simple. I mean, we need more syllables and words in there, but I like it.
We need something Alan can say, but not make it through the whole thing.
What was it? What's the original name of that section?
Or whatever. It's whatever it is.
Oh.
Waves,
Whatever it
whatever
is.
picks.
Waves, Japanese music picks or whatever it's called.
Right on.
we can rewind to refer back to this title.
AKA
We'll fix it in post.
Potter's
Potter's
Picks.
Picks.
Potter's Picks. It's probably much better.
Title screen that's just like 1,000 words.
Yeah, Stephen Chow's in the chat, man.
Hey, welcome, Stephen Chow.
Hey, Steven.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Steven.
What, did you have another one on the list here?
No, that's it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stick with 3 per week so I don't get
Okay.
carried away, and so people can maybe actually have time to check them all out.
Hell yeah, man. Oh, this must be something you're talking about later. This is about a new band, I think. Right? Nursey Talkie is premiering a song. or
Oh
something
yeah,
like that.
Necrotaki has a new song coming out in 2 days. Their
What is it
music
called?
video premiere scheduled.
Necrotaki? Wow, I really fucked that up, huh?
Mercy. Yeah,
I wasn't even fucking close.
Or is it knee cry talkie?
I don't know. I have to Google Translate it to just be able to read it. So.
Mine was worse. I was like nursey talkie, or I don't know what the fuck I just said. Words are hard today, guys. Anyways, what about this band? What did you want to talk about with them?
Oh, just let people know there's a new premiere in 2 days.
I've never heard of the band. What kind of style
It's
do
just-
they do?
It's like rock experimental. It's also very goofy.
Okay.
I mean, hard to explain because I think everything I've heard from them has been kind of a different style. But
Okay. All right. Very cool. Very cool. All
yeah,
right,
I just
guess-
meant that for like a little bit of the quick news later. But
Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha. My bad.
no worries.
How about you? Wow, I'm forgetting names today too. Andrew, how was your week?
Andrew?
Jesus.
Oh wow,
I'm
yeah.
on- I'm
Thanks
on it
for having
today,
me
guys.
again. Yeah, yeah. I'm just the next guy. Obviously, Champ not available today, so I'm filling in again. So thanks for having me. My week was very, very busy, a lot of work, and the reason why I'm not in my usual setup is I've been working on this beast over here. My other PC, which is old
Wow.
PC, the parts are all down here because it's been dying on me. 7 year, yeah, at least over 7 years that I've had this machine, and it's starting to give it the ghost. So that's why I got this big thing back here that I've been working on this week. So I fell behind on news and other things because I've been spending all my time and being offline setting up this monster of a beast here. But once it's up and running, it's going to be really powerful at doing some video editing stuff, streaming, and some gaming. So I just got to get it all set up.
mainly the news, guys. That's the main reason.
Yeah.
Yes,
That thing
I
is
know.
metal, dude. Does it have? Is it
Yeah.
like 90% fans?
Just about. Oh yeah. Well, so I have in an i9 for those of you who are familiar with PC stuff. So I'm running a 4090 NVIDIA video card, running the newest Intel i9 CPU processor. The original CPU fan that I got to cool it off wasn't working. When I got it all put up together yesterday, it was getting so hot in there it could boil an egg. So I was like, oh crap, I got to run down to the store and find something else. So now I have a Corsair CPU cooler, which has kept it very nice and cool. So I did some gaming tests last night, and it was all nice and chill.
Nice.
So that'll be pretty cool. Also, by the way, no sponsor here. These aren't sponsors, but hey, Corsair, MSI, Microstar International, if you're listening, yeah, stuff here. MSI, Korean company. Hey, we talk about some Korean music, so just saying.
Hell yeah, there you go.
Please sponsor us.
Build me a computer and I'll test it on the show.
Yeah, there you go. Send a computer. We'll test them out.
Yeah, Gaijin Guys PC reviews.
We're really expanding here on the show.
Yeah, super excited. Like, because that's our. Wait, never mind. I'll just let you talk. How's your week, Alan?
What
Yeah.
was that? What just
Well, I don't
happened
wanna-
there?
I don't want to spoil anything. I never know what's going on, so
All right.
you go.
Well, we do have a lot of things in the works that we're brimming at the beam to talk about. So
Yeah.
just stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. We
Saved it.
there you go. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Okay, got it. Yeah, we can't wait to tell you guys. Contracts say we
Can't
gotta
wait
wait.
to hear about it.
I know.
Can't say anything yet.
We should have chosen an earlier date on these contracts, guys.
Contracts.
Did I sign something?
Okay.
Signed away your soul.
I am curious about Charles' question. How much RAM?
Oh, 64 gigs.
Oh, nice.
Nice, very nice.
So there should be
Beast.
plenty for streaming and video editing stuff.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. My week was good. I finished the mix for the new cover. Getting ready to release that. A lot of editing on the music video, going back and forth, but it's done. The song's been released to the Patreon peeps already, so hope you guys enjoy it.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I did. I worked on music, spend time with family and stuff like that while I'm here in New York. Getting ready
Man,
to
that
go
sounds
back
like
to
a
El
good
Paso. Yeah, pretty good
Cool.
week. All right, guys, let's jump right into Band-Maid. Let's get right into it. So,
Band-Maid.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
Starcrawler is a act that's supporting him, and
Is that
Ryan's
what we're
going to
talk about first?
It was
So-
the
What do
link.
you want to talk about?
Let's,
What do you wanna
let's
talk
talk
about
about
first?
Band-Maid news, shall we, with Ryan Muir.
I was just about to say that.
So Band-Maid has announced August 8th, 9th, 11th, and 12th. They're going to have an opening act, and that act is Starcrawler. And a lot of people are like, who is this band and why are they opening for them? And I found interesting, I saw several people mentioned, there's an article in Diggle magazine from 2018, and the band was asked, what are they currently listening to? And the song I'm into lately is Love LA by Starcrawler, and that was from Psyche.
Ooh.
She said, I found Starcrawler by chance in a CD store, started listening to their CD on the spot because its jacket attracted me and their music grabbed my heart. I also saw that Ryan Adams was credited as a producer, and it all made sense. I was surprised at first that they were so young, but I get a lot of stimulus from their use of aggressive words in their music. So
Wow.
Psyche liked them back in 2018. Apparently she liked them enough to bother putting them in front of the band 2023, which I think is pretty cool, man. Their music, I've heard bands similar to them. I like it. It's not. It's kind of, it's aggressive, kind of just. I don't know what the hell you call it. Just rock. I don't know. Does it fit with Band-Maid? I don't know. I mean, if Band-Maid's cool with them being in front of them, then I'm all for it.
Yeah. I wonder if it
Can
was
we hear
like,
a little sample?
I wonder if it was some inspiration for the aggressive song. Oh my god, I'm forgetting
maybe.
titles. Yeah, for more of the aggressive songs that she's done on the last EP, yeah.
Come back to me. I don't care.
There you go.
She can
I
sing.
mean, you get kind of what Baruch Assault kind of feel to it, maybe Weezer-ish.
Yeah, it did feel like that.
The Strokes, I mean, all those
Vibing music.
Yeah. So,
So
that's cool, man.
It looks like they're a signed band too.
Yep.
I think. Yeah, that's crazy. Normally, when you see signed bands, they have like millions of subs already or something. So it's interesting. So there's something with them that people are really liking.
Cool.
Also, Band-Maid's been playing. They're on their Japanese leg of their tour. Has played Shizuoka, the Roxy on 7/15. So yesterday, or however that works out for wherever you're listening. Today is the 16th. So to me, it was yesterday. But they pulled out some songs that I think they've been playing them on this tour, but they've got Glory and Liberal, Azure, Mirage, and Anemone, which is awesome to see. Also, Balance and Screaming.
Balance?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm super
sweet.
psyched to see that happen. Hate, I guess with Hate, there's a new kind of instrumental intro and a basic guitar duel or a conversation, however you want to put it. So I can't
yes.
wait to be able to hear some recordings there, see it live. You're not a lot of recordings going around with it being in Japan. You're not supposed to have cameras or anything. So I haven't heard a good recording. I've heard a recording, but it's not that good.
Cool.
But there's what I would call a tearjerker block. One of their sets after an MC, they play Azure, Daydreaming, Mirage, Anemone, and then Memorable. So I imagine that's just going to be like a big old waterworks by the time that set's done.
Oh.
I'll
'Cause
bring you
that's going to be powerful, man.
Kleenexes.
Yeah, that'll be
Brian.
powerful.
Yeah. Dude,
No, I hear you.
3 weeks from today, guys.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's
You know,
coming.
Sorry,
it's
Andrew.
crazy. They're playing. That's the 6th, and then Voice of Bachiprat's playing in Chicago like the 8th. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
I know. I want to go down to Chicago. And then Gottschalk Spin's playing Saturday
Are they? Holy shit!
in Houston.
Good thing I'm quitting my job.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you got time to travel.
when does that
Take me
happen,
with
Ryan?
you.
Huh?
When does that happen? Your actual last day?
The 28th this month.
Oh wow,
If I last.
That's if you
I don't know
last.
if I'm going to.
The hardest thing is like having a date. Like you put in that 2 weeks, and then you're like, man, well, how long am I gonna last doing this? And then you end up leaving early. I've done that before.
Yeah, dude, I took
Me
Friday off.
too.
I'm like, why am I going to go in Friday and fucking?
It's
Why?
like it's like one of those things. You plan on going back in the future?
Yeah, my job
yeah.
was like, you could go a week early. Just call us if you want your job back, or
I figure,
like want to work with us.
yeah.
I left a job once, and just as a joke, I turned up the speakers on my desktop or laptop computer system, and I blasted. Let me know if you guys remember this golden oldie. Take this job and shove it.
Yeah.
That old
Ooh.
country song.
Liberating.
Yeah. And then I turned it down. I was like, I'm just kidding, guys. You all were great to work with. Bye.
Yeah, you always got to leave that door open just in case you need it in the future.
Right. Just in case you got to go back. They wouldn't take me back, though. So.
Yeah, Carlos Jr. I was like, I self-sabotaged myself. I'm like, I'm just not gonna fulfill the 2 weeks just so I can't get the job back.
Hey, then you put yourself in the
go.
corner. You need to make it work.
Yeah, you need to make it work. That was my mentality.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, man.
No
but
going back.
It's cool. I'm glad their Band-Maid's doing what they love to do, and they're doing 23 songs. You know, per show. It seems like so.
Well, I gotta check out
It's a
the
long show.
Starcrawler. Somebody in the chat said they were kind of like a Starcrawler's like a surfer punk kind of rock music, which is definitely cool. Different, I think, than what we're used to from Band-Maid. So I'm just excited
Yeah.
to see them get that recognition, working with other artists from the West. So I'm all for it. If Psyche's into them, then I'll probably get into them as well.
Heck yeah.
No.
I'd also like to mention
good
Psyche
taste.
also likes Muse. So
No,
just
that's
throwing that
awesome.
out there.
Well, come on, can't
There's-
count for everything.
There's also there's also a support act for Houston and Austin, called Shadow Click. You guys heard of that band?
That was
Oh,
the last tour.
Oh, this is the last
is that one of
Yeah,
those
that was-
21 Pilots spin-offs?
Oh, my bad. It was like right next to this one. They had. Oh, whoops.
Yeah, that's who opened. The last time.
Oh, I'm stupid.
that happened.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
duh, last year or
Yeah.
earlier this year.
Was that earlier this year?
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
well.
the first part of their U.S.
I think
tour.
we already
Yeah.
talked about
Dakota
it. Too.
said May.
It was in May. I'm an idiot. Moving
That's
on.
okay.
No, you're not, dude.
We still love you.
Moving on.
I mean, you're not.
So, okay, according to the chat, there were some thoughts on the opening band.
So
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
all right.
it's,
think
it's
it's
a
like-
tough act to be compared to.
I think it's a perfect opening band. She has a good voice. I think that's a good band to have open. You know.
Yeah.
But
Well, you never want the opening band to outperform or outshine the headliner.
There's
know, so-
nobody. They can put whoever they want in front of them.
I was gonna
True.
say, so I think Psyche, like mentioning that she's listened to this band and likes them a lot, I think probably eased fans immediately too. Because I imagine
Oh,
if they
yeah.
didn't, or people would be like, "Why is this happening?" Getting angry about it. Have you seen angry messages about that already? Of them having an opening?
I don't know.
act?
There's some people that are like, I don't get why they're opening for him, and I mean that's what we got with Shadow Click. There's not going to be another band that sounds like Band-Maid, so I think they're not going to look for somebody that sounds like them. I mean, they're not going to find it, and I think I don't know.
Well, I mean,
I
I
don't
get the point of the chat and other fans of Band-Maid, because we're so used to when Band-Maid performs, especially over here, they're just the one-man show. They are
Yeah.
their own opening act. They come in on a cold stage and they just rip and tear it up. But I think what people need to understand is that it's good for them to have this branching out, because this is kind of an industry standard. Anytime you see anybody else, no matter how big or popular that other artist is, they always got an opening act. And so the bigger thing here is the synergy that it creates. It's Band-Maid on the radar of other people. It also helps in some of these lesser markets, because you got to also look at the fact that the shows that they've mostly done up until this year have been the big cities, your New Yorks, LA's, Chicago's, Dallas, places like that have a built-in fan base. Some of these lesser, what they call out-of-market venues, like hate to say it, but Minneapolis. Same for Nashville. Some of the smaller towns that don't have as many fans, you kind of have to have that opening act just to give a reason for people who aren't familiar with Band-Maid to say, hey, okay, I'll go check out because this other band's opening up. So I only see huge pluses from this.
Oh, sure.
So
Yeah.
I think
and
it's a credit. It's a credit to Band-Maid that they're getting bigger. They're recognized more now, and this band wouldn't be put in front of them if anybody didn't think it's going to be beneficial. I don't think it's so much beneficial for Band-Maid. It's definitely a benefit for Starcrawler.
like
yeah.
Alan
I
mentioned
mean,
before,
that's-
there's
that's-
like buy-on fees, aren't there, to be on its tour with or open?
I
for
don't
someone?
know. I don't know.
This doesn't seem like a case of that since it's only 4 shows, but it could be. But it might be. Sometimes this happens too, where a band like Band-Maid, since Psyche likes them, Psyche probably might have requested to have them there. Who knows?
Yeah,
Because that
maybe.
happens too. To put like a light on them, because they're not that big of a band. So Band-Maid's definitely much bigger than they are.
Yeah,
just looking
I
at
think it's
numbers,
cool, man.
which is an
Yeah.
awesome thing to do.
I'll admit,
Absolutely.
selfishly, I was like really glad that they weren't opening in Minneapolis, because I didn't want to have sore feet before Band-Maid started.
To people that saw him with Shadow Click, was there a time difference? Did Band-Maid go on later? Did they not play as long, or did the opening act just start before? I can't recall what happened with that. Because I definitely want to see them play like a full show. You know what I mean? Like it'd be cool if like while instead of just standing around waiting for Band-Maid to play, there was a band to watch in the meantime.
True,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because that is, I mean, you go if you get VIP or whatever, you get in there an hour early, then you just got to stand there, which it fucking sucks. If you had
Unless
a band
the-
to watch, you know, it'd be like, fuck yeah, I can at least watch this band.
But the sad part is usually just means the band you're there to watch but gets pushed back another hour because
Yeah.
it still starts at the regular starting time.
Mm.
Well, I've noticed lately that whenever I go to any concert, it's usually 2 opening acts, because you'll have
Right,
a local
yeah.
band that'll perform, and then you got to wait for that setup and tear down for a second opening act to come on. And usually that's one that's a bit more regional or national, and then you got to wait for the setup and tear down, and then finally the headliner comes on, and then their headliner show is usually like an hour at best. So
Well, somebody said, Dan said in the chat that Shadow Click was done and the set was changed in 45 minutes when they open up for him.
Right on.
Nice. SJ Nick said that the shows that get an opening act are the ones that haven't sold out yet.
Mm.
Yeah, possibly.
yeah, I mean
Cool.
that is kind of typical in the industry that whenever you see slow sales, you want to try and kind of boost those numbers up, and that's one of the reasons for bringing in opening acts. But I mean, this is what it's always kind of been. Even as I was a kid, I would go to see some headliner, and when I didn't know when as a kid like about this kind of stuff, I would go like to see like Leonard Skinner, and then some other local southern rock band would play, and I'm like, who are these guys? They suck. I want to see Skinner.
Yeah, I went
Mm.
to see In Flames and there was 4 opening acts. It's like, dude, I have to fucking work tomorrow.
Yeah.
There's like, but there were 4 great bands, and
Yeah.
they're all super heavy. I was like, damn, who is this? Who is this?
Yeah, I think that was like just one of those shows where you have 4 bands on, right? And then those are weird shows to be on too. Like when,
No,
or were they
Don't
Don't
considered
eat
openers.
hibachi before one of those shows.
yeah, it was
I
like,
fell asleep during a.
yeah.
Did In Flames actually go on last, or did they go like third?
No, it was their show, and these are just
Oh shit!
the opening bands. There was 4 bands that opened,
Wow.
and then In Flames came on and played a full set, dude. It was a long ass show. It was like Vended. I can't remember the names of the other bands, dude. They're all great though.
Well, at shows like that, some people will just like not come until they go on.
Right,
I think it's a lot
yeah.
bigger.
Yeah.
Did that happen?
But then you don't
Or-
get a good spot.
That's true.
Yeah,
Then
it
you
was,
won't
it
get a
was
good
pretty
spot.
full, but I didn't know. I went there and then I'm like, what? There's 4 bands playing? Okay.
And was this on a weeknight or a weekend?
It was like a Thursday.
Oh God. Well, it's kind of
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
That's
I'd probably
kind
call it Sick Friday.
That's
was
an
fun, though.
interesting way to do that. Like, so if you are a super big fan of the main band, like Band-Maid, right? You're gonna get there early enough so you can go to the front, and
Right.
and you have no choice but to listen to the opening acts. It's kind of genius.
Right.
Yeah.
It's funny too because Vended has a Corey Taylor from Slipknot. It's his son fronts the band. He sounds exactly like his dad, dude. It's insane.
Wow.
But
That's
they had
crazy.
like 4 feet of stage to have all their shit set on with their gear. They were like, they couldn't move around. There's just enough room they could play. Then the next band come on, they moved their gear. The next band had a little more room. So it's like
Wow.
all layered. But
Yeah, and it's kind of sad that some of these concerts are almost turning into like their own mini kind of festivals, with these, 3 or 4 bands. Kind of like, can we just go back to keeping things simple with just 1 or 2 bands?
Yeah. If I wanted to go to a festival, I'd go to a festival.
Yeah, because
But for like Dawn Patrol people, what's another hour? They've been standing there for like 12 hours anyway.
Yeah. Gotta get your endurance up. Get the exercise in.
Yeah,
just
I'm
gotta
gonna
prepare.
start. I'm gonna start doing aerobics every day leading up to the
There you go.
concert.
Said do some Tai Chi, drink plenty of water.
Get your stretch on.
Then you have to pee
yeah.
every 5 minutes.
Yeah, don't have water 2 hours before the show.
Right.
Well, you just haven't had enough calcium and sodium.
Or you can
Oh,
do
there
that.
we go.
Yeah.
Don't forget your
That's
electrolytes, people.
Yeah. Don't do a diet
Not
change.
medical
right
advice,
before,
by the way.
Don't do a diet change before the show, Oh, is there any more news you wanted to bring up, Ryan?
Nope. I think we've strayed far enough. We might as well just move on. I didn't have anything else.
We're losing the
All
audience. Got to pick it up.
Okay, we got Sim threatens to rock the world with 6th album, Play Dead. They've actually released a song already for an anime. I do want to check this out. I do like Sim quite a bit. I need to check out more. I haven't heard much. But for those who don't know who Sim is, they're a powerhouse metal rockers renowned worldwide. Unleashed their long-awaited album Play Dead on September 24th. This announcement brings forth a wave of thrilling revelations, including expansive tours and a glimpse of their upcoming album with their pulse-pounding new single, Red. And Red is already out for streaming, guys. It was released yesterday, July 14th, so it's a couple days ago now. Have you guys heard of the anime that it's for?
Nope.
It's the full version of Red is anime below. I don't. What's the title?
Well, I know
of
their
this?
Attack on Titan songs. Those are big hits.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Rumbling and Under the Tree.
Rumbling was good. So I wonder if this is gonna be taking over our top 10 charts like exclusively again.
What's the anime?
I don't know actually. I can't read that.
It's not a very good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that
It's
season
not
2.
listed in the article.
It's that
That
season 2. Yeah.
Ryan, read it.
Yeah, dude. There's a ga and a ya.
What's the chat saying?
Yeah. Kingan? Is that it? It says hashtag Kingan.
Kengan Ashura.
Minga.
Yeah. It's a Netflix series, so
I blame you moving. The
Probably
screen
just
around.
butchered it with our American accents.
You can
but-
highlight it and hit translate, dude.
I could do that. Seems hard. I was kidding.
Right click, translate.
All right.
There we
Yeah, Kengan. Yeah, Kengan Ashura. Did I say that right?
There you
We're
go.
professionals, people.
Moving on.
That's right.
Figure it out.
But I'm excited to hear that. If you guys heard it, let me know what you think in the chat. I meant to listen to it before it, and I was listening to the new Hanabie. So Hanabie just released a new song. I don't think all of us have checked it out. I really, really am enjoying the sound. So Ryan and I were talking a little bit about it before we started, but I think they have like this unique flavor to all their songs now. I mentioned in my last reaction to their last new single. I think they found their like key sound. Like their older songs sound really good, but these last 3 ones have like this distinct Hanabie flavor, and I fucking love it. And the new song was great. It's progressive, it's catchy, and then it has that Hanabie sound now. I just call it, and it just sounds good. I like it a lot.
Cool. Excited to hear it. Can we
Yeah.
hear like a little sample?
Yeah. Let me see if I can play a little sample because they were Sony now.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe
So
not
if,
play
if
any
our stream
samples at all.
stops, you know why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Tony, we love your. Stop giving us a hard time.
and that was the heaviest
Sony.
part. That was the heaviest part of it.
I've already seen gifts that are giving away a pretty big part of it, but you know,
Yeah.
I haven't
Really?
listened to it yet, and I love Hanabie, and I can't wait to hear it because I want to give like my full attention to it. So I didn't even listen to the clip.
Yeah, I saw it pop up, and I haven't had a chance to listen to it either yet. But I'm as soon as I get my sound stuff working, yeah, I'm gonna blast it for sure.
It sounds
'Cause,
really,
yeah, I'm like
sounds
you. I
good.
just they're a band that's obviously they're having fun. They're doing unique things. They're adding so many unique kind of layers. So when you go back and listen to their song again, you're like, oh, now I'm picking up something new in the mix there. So yeah,
Cool.
love what they're doing. They're definitely rocking.
I love that. I love that they got a new member and just immediately got them involved. That's really cool. That's really cool
Yeah.
that they're doing that right away and like getting a
Quick
video out
recovery
with
time.
them.
Yeah, new drummer just came right in.
Just came right in. Yeah, like how many bands have you been in and you lose a member and it's that quick? And you're like, bam, writing new songs already. Here's a music video.
Yeah.
And they're preparing for the shows that they're doing.
Mm.
You know, coming over here for some festivals.
So yeah, tell us what you guys think of the sound. Do you guys think it's changed or do you think it's the same? I think this is what Ryan and I were kind of debating a little bit. Well, not
I
too
think-
much.
No, I think what I can liken it to like Unleashed, to where with Band-Maid, like initially it's like, oh, they got a different sound, but then I throw it in with all the other songs and it fits in. It's the same with Hanabie. Like they don't have a ton of music, but what they have, I mean, you get from the beginning to now, and I thought it fit in there, you know, like the newer stuff fit in. I can't say the new songs, I haven't heard it, but the last couple releases, initially they sound a little more fresh and a little production wise, maybe different. I'm not sure what maybe the specific difference is, but and then I hear some of the old songs and there's still a little bit of electronics going on, you know, and there's still super heavy riffs. So I don't think it's that different, but maybe it's just a little more cohesive sound wise.
Yeah. Something
there's more of a through line of their sound from song to song.
I was going to mention about the through line thing that you're saying. So the through line I think they have in there is this guitar tone. I mentioned in my last review where I split the tracks up. Their guitar tone has this like koto sound to it, but it's a guitar. It threw me off. In the uncut version of the reaction, I kind of talked about it. Like it's like throwing me off. I'm like, is that another instrument? And I'm like, no, that's just the guitar tone. So I think their through line thing that they have now, you don't hear that guitar tone in their earlier stuff. In their earlier stuff, it's more of a like everybody's guitar tone everybody has this guitar tone kind of feel. Now I feel like they have their own tone of playing. Like you can hear.
So the writing's not changed that much. It's just they're kind of getting their sound down. Yeah.
Somebody just said in the chat, Scott, it's a progression sound that I'm hearing that like, yeah, the writing hasn't changed, but now they have like this distinct flavor that I like. And I'm like, oh, cool. This is Hanabie. Now, when you play a Hanabie song, I'll be like, oh, that's 100% them. There's no second guessing it. Not that I was really second guessing it before, but if you just hear the way that she screams and stuff, and then you hear the music underneath, I just know it's Hanabie. I'm not going to
on the vocals, they have almost a triple threat on the vocals because you have the two singers and then the lead singer, you know, she does both those high pitch cleans and then she does the growls. And I was watching, they did a cover of an Addo song that I checked out a while back. And when she's going, it kind of reminds me of Mayu from Nemavilla, just the way that she's able to go from a clean to a growl right there in the mic, all, you know, in just like bam, 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 and just hit those high notes, and then growl, high notes again. And I'm like, that is some impressive stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Somebody just put in the chat in here, they're like, who do you choose, Nemafil or Hanabie?
Oh, don't make me choose. I'm loving them both right now.
God damn, I'd love to see them both play a show together.
Yeah.
Right.
Which they did. They did in Japan. And
did.
Yukina came out and played freaking Zen with them, dude. I want to hear that so bad.
Yeah,
Zen is a scream. It's a screamer the whole way through, and I want to hear that so bad.
That is a perfect combination, honestly, for a show.
Yeah. It'd be a fantastic show.
Yeah, like that's another band that
each other well.
has a distinct flavor. I would say like Mayu's vocals is what it is for Nemafilla. I think that you're not hearing anyone like Mayu in the Japanese scene or in general in like heavy metal. Like it's distinctively her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So that was my thing with Hanabie was like they sounded really good, but I've also like they didn't have the flavor yet, and I feel like they have it now. In these last three songs, it just sounds like it to me. Maybe they had it sprinkled in a couple old songs, which they did, but it's like that progression, and I love it.
Yeah, it's like you know, the newer stuff with Band-Maid where Konami has her harmonizer effect in. It's pretty prominent. It's like, oh, why is she doing that so much? You go back and listen to old songs like World Domination. It's like, oh, she's doing it there too. Like, oh yeah, it's not really that different. It's just it's a little bit a different approach to the production.
Yeah, exactly.
You said that the guitar kind of sounds like a koto now.
It has. It isn't. You know,
like a plucky tone. Or?
Yeah,
no,
it's
was
just
a koto.
Go ahead.
Well, they had a koto. I don't know if it was a real one or a synth in their second to last release.
Yeah, they did. So, like, I thought it was. So, all of a sudden, I'm like, I just hear that sound now, and on these other ones, and I'm like, then I had to like when I separated the track, I'm like, oh no, that's a guitar in there. That's definitely a guitar. It's a guitar tone, and there isn't one. Shamisen, sorry, Shamisen. That's what it's not koto. Okay. Shamisen. Yeah. Saying the wrong word.
How do you think they would get that tone? That's really interesting. Like miking the strings?
They have a really interesting... No, they have an interesting mids. It isn't a shamisen at all. It isn't. Once I heard it, I'm just telling you what I thought I was hearing. I was like... Because there's like this unique twang to the playing style of the guitar tone. And I was listening to it.
The guitar set up improperly. It kind of sounds like a shamisen.
Just true. Very true. But yeah, whatever they're doing with the new setup on the guitar or the way that she's playing it, I'm not sure what it is, but it's definitely a tone shift from that's different from earlier songs, like when they first started. And it's something to do with the mids. They're definitely messing with the mids and the high mids and low mids. They're doing something funky with those. So I wonder if she has an EQ pedal somewhere
That's cool.
on it. And it just sounds, I like it. I'm like, this shouldn't work, but it works really well. And then when she still does the chugging riffs, it's amazing.
Yeah, you
But it
guys know
does-
how difficult it is to actually dial in a tone that's unique,
Yeah.
that you haven't heard before, but is also not annoying or harsh.
Yeah.
You know, it's such a tough balance to strike.
Yeah, because it's in the player's fingers also, you know, that I think that's a big thing. It's the fingers, right? How you're playing, how you're plucking, the pressure and all that stuff.
Where you're plucking
Yeah, where
like,
you're plucking.
over the bridge or not.
And what it does is it adds in that Japanese aspect
Yeah.
to a J metal song. Sometimes people ask, well, what's the big deal? Why are you into Japanese metal versus other metal? And it's because of things like that. It's because of the little things that you almost don't notice until you really zoom in and you can hear it, how they bring part of their culture into their songs. And I know Nemophila's doing this, some of the recent stuff they've released. And of course, Wakaki Band, everybody knows that's right there in your face, the shamisen that they use and all those elements, and that just makes it more magical, adds layers that makes you want to come back and keep listening to that music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
I'm curious. Scott said computer added shamisen, like taking the actual guitar sound and adding samples.
I mean,
maybe
that could be a thing, you know, now that you can tab everything out
overlaying
on
it.
a computer and overlay it, you know, everything's done to a click these days, like to the T, you know. So it's definitely
I actually
easy
stopped
to do
using
that.
a click on stuff I'm recording just to see what it's like, get a more natural sound.
Yeah, but what I mean to a click, I mean like they line it up purposely perfectly on the click. Like for me, I play to a click, but I never line it up because sometimes I just think it sounds more natural for one, and it just feels better. Unless it's like something way off, then I just re-record it. But or if a band sends it to me, then I'll fix that one that's way off. But I never line it up perfectly. But I've had a couple bands that will tell me, they're like, hey, this is off time, and then I put it perfectly to the line. That's how they wanted it. I was like, it sounds all robotic. And that's my issue with like American metal, is that all of it is like perfect, like flawless. But sometimes I like it. At the same time, I like it too. Like Electric Callboy, good example of like
You
perfectly.
can't plug in
It's
fake
like,
electronic drum beats if it's not flawless, man.
wait a second.
True.
Wow.
That's true.
man.
Like make the sampling. But I will say with Electric Callboy, to my ear personally, like their actual overall sound
Mhm.
sounds a little sterile to me. You know,
Sounds a little
'cause
what?
It's so
Yeah.
perfect. A little
It-
sterile because it's so
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, I've always said to people that perfect is the enemy of the good. And I had a colleague of mine who was even though he was another IT guy, he was a classically trained pianist. He gave concertos and things like that. I mean, the guy was great. And I played some Band-Maid for him, and he was like, "Oh, this is dirty." I'm like, "What do you mean dirty?" He's like, "No, dirty in a good way. It's like a raw. I can feel it. I can hear it in the tones there because it's not perfect." And I'm one of those guys, I can appreciate perfection, but then perfection makes me think, okay, if you're using EDM, you're just having a computer doing it. Where's the person? Where's the people? And, I want to hear the people, and people aren't perfect. So even when a timing is just maybe slightly off, it gets annoying, but it's like, hey, it's a person doing that. I remember, this is a good example. I'm curious what you guys remember, the one time that Band-Maid was doing a live stream and something was going wrong with the electronics. They couldn't get part of their backing
One of
backing track
Psyche's
working.
backing tracks was
Yeah.
like looping on itself or something. It was
And then
like-
eventually they did that O'Reilly meme thing where they just said, F it, we'll do it live. And I think that was like an amazing performance, because it's like it was just them. It wasn't the electronics, and they were just jamming. And I love that portion of that live stream.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a thing with a lot of old bands, the classic bands, that they just went into a studio and jammed. That's part of why people, like, it's a subconscious area that they don't realize. That's why the song feels so good. Some old Led Zeppelin shit, Days of Confused, where it's just the tempo is all over the place. That it pushes the emotions that are going through the song, and like the feel of the song, it gets pushed by the tempo moving a little bit and kind of being alive. So even though a lot of the stuff we listen to is played to a click, I mean, so you can line up live videos with studio things and it lines up. That's kind of cool. but it'd be, I don't know, it's neat to hear some just straight up
Yeah.
Ye-
I mean,
live stuff. once in
that's
a while.
like classical music. The conductor, like there'll be a BPM recommended on sheet music, but it's a lot of the times the conductor will like know what the feel is supposed to be for that tempo.
Sure.
I wouldn't imagine they're sitting there with a metronome checking their tempos before they start snapping, like they know how this is supposed to feel, the general tempo is supposed to be, then they're able to lead the movements, the time changes and stuff. And that's part of what, like Andrew was saying, makes it human, that organic element, because perfection isn't human.
Yeah,
Right.
there's
Wait,
a
as a drummer, you like sort of learned, like I guess when you were learning, you probably used a metronome to learn your timing, but then after a while, once you got comfortable with the motions, you didn't need the metronome, right?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, most of it's just playing along with other music that you get used to the different feels, how stuff is supposed to feel. And I'll use a metronome for like practicing paradiddles and grooves and stuff, but like in general, it's music. It's supposed to create a feeling more
Yeah.
than anything, I think.
Yeah.
And that's going by that, I think like John Bonham would create his tempos and
Legend.
they'd change, and he feels so good to listen to.
Yeah.
Whereas if everything that's set to a click and then they go in later and adjust it to make sure it's perfect, all sounds the same. It's sterile.
The last drummer I played with, Tony, he was a great drummer, and he was like rock solid drummer. But he would just fuck with us, and we'd all be playing, and the song would be going good, and then we'd all be kind of like, what? And we'd look back at him, and he would just go off time just for like a couple beats, like slow it down. And we're like, what? And then he would just come back on. It makes everybody go, what? But it'd line back up like in the next second. You're like, God damn it, Tony.
You would do that on purpose, dude? That's
Yeah, it was great, dude. I loved it. I would
Fucking
just laugh every
hilarious.
time. Everybody's like, what? he'd just come back on the beat.
That's
Great.
awesome. Troll drummer.
Mhm.
You don't hear that very often.
He would just wait for us to turn around and look at him, and then he'd bring it back on beat. Dude,
What's wrong with you, dude?
Oh man.
That's fun.
you can't do that when you're playing the clicks.
I was gonna say, I think there's a happy median, man. There's a happy median between all of this. You can't go too perfect. You can't go too not. It's like it has to be like a perfect median between all of them. Hey, Midwest Metal, thank you so much, man.
Thank
For
you.
the super chat there. That's why Japanese music is so good. It's their influences along with our influences. Yep.
Yeah, it's a feedback loop, I think, between the two different worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
100%.
Thank you, Midwest Metal.
So we have this huge festival that's happening with in Japan at Makahari Messe Hall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Bring Me the Horizon, Baby Metal, Youngblood, Maximum Hormone, Yasobi, I Prevail, Pale Dusk. Hanabie is also playing there. I can't read those two at the bottom and the one in the middle, but sorry bands, I don't know. Get better logos, please. No, I was kidding.
Yeah, they all start to look the same, like drumming.
Yeah,
They all look the same after a while.
I love how they're like close to the bottom. At least Hanabie has like the name underneath.
Yeah.
It's recognizable though. Like that's their logo, right?
Yep.
I was gonna say a lot of people are wondering or guessing maybe Sue Metal will go up there and do the song with Bring Me the Horizon. This
Kingslayer?
That'd be awesome.
Kingslayer, yeah. That would be pretty
the crap?
awesome if that happens.
Does that top band say? I can't read that.
This one?
Bring.
Bring Me the Horizon.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's why I love the Band-Maid logo. It's so simple to read. It's simple
Yeah.
and clear.
I think Yasobi has it down though. I mean, come on. I mean,
Oh,
you can't give
Yeah. Arial
They're so
font.
big.
Ariel. I prevail's pretty solid too.
Yeah.
They just typed it out in Microsoft Word. Yep, that's our logo.
Yo, credit to them though. Seriously.
Yeah, but when you're as big as they are, they don't really put much
Yeah.
effort into their logos.
Oh,
Maybe
Pat-
MTH will debut a new song
Oh my god, I doubt it. Come on, man. Let's get out of here with that.
if they
noise.
even show up.
if they show up, yeah, it's true.
Well, they'll
They'll
just play
show up for the
30
food trucks.
Yeah.
Uh,
Come out and eat.
Yeah, they're coming out to
Showing
eat.
up.
They're not. Maximum Hormone's not playing a show, guys. They're just going there to eat food in front of you all. That's what's going on. That's the break before the bigger bands. A Passcode is just announced their U.S. tour for 2023. They created an overseas section on their website, guys. So if you go to Passcode official.com, there's an overseas section for all the international fans. And I think this tour is in September. Is that correct, Andrew? Can't remember.
You got me by surprise because I am just now finding out about this.
September.
I gotta say, I gotta be a little bit of a fanboy here. I like Passcode. I kind of love them for a while now, along with Band-Maid. And they're one of those bands that obviously
You are
fit
the other
fan
champ.
base.
You are the other champ then.
I guess I am. I'm the other champ. But yeah, I mean, Passcode's a great little band. Even though they're heavily reliant on EDM and they get a lot of complaints about the auto tuning. I think they're a band with a lot of heart, and I just really, their music is just, it's good workout music. You put that in, and you just want to go for a 5K run when you listen to like the new one, Groundswell, or one of these other songs of theirs.
Yeah,
I think a live show by them would be highly entertaining.
Oh.
I can't just sit and listen to them, but I would definitely go to a show. I was
Same.
lined up to go to see them in Japan, but I had to make some choices between who I was seeing, and they lost out to Asterism. I think.
They
I'm
lost
glad
at
they're
the
coming to the
Astro.
States. I'm hoping maybe I can squeeze them in, but I'm already so booked up.
So we got
Other
three.
things.
We got 3 dates. We got Dallas on September 3rd. We got September 5th at the Gramercy Theater in New York. And then September 7th, we got LA. So I'm curious with this because they're doing a, they're setting up an overseas section on their website and stuff. So I think they're realizing they have a lot of fans over here in the U.S. And I wonder if this is just going to turn into more Passcode coming over here. They're probably testing the
I hope
waters
so.
with these 3
Wonder
shows.
how many Japanese bands we got over here at the same time, man. It's pretty crazy.
It is
Yeah.
nuts.
This year's been great. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm just so happy to see. I mean,
We
we
can't.
got so many more bands now than in the past, I think.
It's hard to keep up with
Jack,
all
correct
of
me
it.
if I'm wrong. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can't even keep up with it anymore. It used to be my job, and I can't keep up with it anymore. But it's great.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's like how many people since 2020, when we all got a little bit of free time and got to start looking around on YouTube, discovered these bands during that time, Like
Right.
I'd say I'd never heard of like any of this style of music before the lockdowns, which I guess is kind of a silver lining, because that just it seems like a lot of us discovered them during that time.
Yeah. And that's really cool. And now they're coming over here a lot. We're getting more and more and more. So
Well, this is great news, I think, because even though I was they're already big in Japan. They've done big shows in Japan. So I'm glad to see that that what they've built up in Japan is carried over. I was kind of concerned if they could make it over here because they are a bit different because they're more of a, they rely a lot more on backing stuff with the EDM thing. But they look like they'll be. I don't know if I can go, but I would love to if I can swing it. I already got too many other things going on right now.
you got
But
this.
we'll see.
You got this.
I wonder if Champ might go to Gramercy.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
huge Passcode fan.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what I'm
he needs
saying.
to.
You should
If
go.
I can't go, he needs to.
Champ, you need to go. You need to go see.
Yeah,
see
champ,
your-
champ, you need to go.
you see
We
your
know
favorite.
you're listening right now from your wedding.
Yeah. He's probably watching the show right now while they're exchanging
Thanks for
vows.
letting me sit in your spot.
We got the cool lights in the background.
Yeah.
Screensaver.
All right. So Baby Beard just lost their member, Katomi, which he just talked about with the interview we did with him. You guys should check out that podcast. We did do an interview with Baby Beard. I thought this ties into something else I want to bring up to you guys. See, I actually curious of Champ's insight since he follows more of the idol stuff in Japan. But they just released a letter, so thank you so much for your continuing support of Baby Beard. Baby Beard is announcing that Katomi is departing from the group effective August 21st, and Katomi has decided to pursue her personal growth as an idol in Japan. And then you had her comments over here where she says, I apologize for the surprise caused by this sudden announcement. During the 3 years of the activity as a member of Baybeard, I didn't realize it was already 3 years they've been together. I have become more and more clear about the kind of idol I really want to be. I was like, that got me thinking. I'm like, what is she talking about? And to see if you guys have any, want to shed any light on that.
Apparently
But
she doesn't want to be in a band like that. Or a group
Yeah.
like that.
yeah, but what
Well,
kind
something
of
else in mind.
idol is she shooting for though? Like, that's what I was curious. I'm like, what? So there's multiple different styles of idol that
Oh,
they
absolutely.
choose from?
Yeah, you got your super huge groups like the AKB 48 or whatever it is, where
Yeah.
it's like 24 idol girls that are in the same sort of band, if you will. And then you got your the more common ones are the 3-person, 4-person idol bands, or even like a 6 or 7 idol band group. I think well, I don't want to speculate because the thing that what we know about Baby Beard was that they were trying to recapture that magic of the early, viral hit that
Lady
was
Baby.
the very first incarnation of Lady Baby. I mean, I really appreciate what they were trying to do, but I don't think they were able. At that one point, it was really about 10 years ago. They just got magic in the bottle, having this 6 foot tall wrestler-looking dude standing behind 2 idols and doing the songs that they did there in the early Lady Baby. But I think that was just that one time kind of thing. It was just kind of can you come back and do that again? And bless him, they tried with Baby Beard, but now they're one short of a member there, and I don't know if they may try to bring in somebody else or what could happen there, because it really kind of works to, I think what we're seeing this, and just to kind of swing over to like baby metal in a sense, is that there is a sort of this power of 3, having a sort of lead member focal point and then having the 2 backing members. I think when you get down to like 2 people, and you have to do that duet kind of style, it can be a bit of a challenge, which is why I think we saw that Baby Metal finally said, okay, let's bring on a 3rd person and make her permanent. And but good luck to Baby Beard.
Well, with
whatever they want to do next.
Well, with Lady Baby, I think for one, in my opinion, I thought they were better. Just the singers were better in my opinion, and they did more solo stuff on the singers, which is the members of Bratz now, right? Or one of them was a member of Bratz or something afterwards.
Yes.
I can't remember.
So Ray, who originally started with that first incarnation of Lady Baby, went on to forming Bratz with her sister.
Yeah.
And we have heard some news that they may be trying to bring back another version, another incarnation of Lady Baby. So we'll see.
That's so crazy.
But also, just to go down this sort of
It's confusing.
rabbit hole here, is that Ray from Bratz got together with Rie from the original Lady Baby, and they did a thing. You can look up these videos.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Ray. So,
But
it's just sort of these idols. They just sort of go in and out different places. They just go wherever.
Don't you feel like
they think is best for their
I
creativity?
think the writing was different though with those. I really do. With the Lady Baby that I watched that I liked, I would go back and listen to the song again because they were catchy. It was good. It was heavy. It was almost Electric Callboy-ish in a sense,
Talking
but
about
more progressive.
like the one that was the big viral hit.
Yeah,
I'm blanking on the name. Help me out, Chad.
that wasn't the only good.
The name of that song?
That wasn't the only good song though.
Andre?
I mean, they had a couple. They had a couple good songs from that era. I thought at least, and I think when they did Baby Beard, it just wasn't the same writing as it was before. You know what I mean? I really think the older writing was way better. So I think that changed up too much when they tried to reincarnate it as Baby
Well, this
Beard.
is the challenge of that creative process. How do you go back and capture that essence? That how do you go
I think
back
you need those
and
members.
do that again without being stale?
You need the right members. I think when you have the right members, it creates something, this chemistry or this like thing. That's beyond the music.
Nippon Manju. That was the big, huge viral hit that came out of that first incarnation of Lady Baby. Although I still feel like the for me though, I think the next versions of Lady Baby, especially when they did Riot Anthem. I love that song. If you guys haven't checked that one out, Riot Anthem is an awesome song that was from sort of the final iteration of Lady Baby when they had the 4 idol members and without, Lady Beard. But who knows what's going to happen next? But
Well,
good luck.
Getting
So-
back into this letter, so there's something else I want to bring up. Like, so it was funny. So this came up, and shout out to who pointed this out in Discord. Somebody put the dark truth about idols. There's a video that was done, a whole interview with an idol by the Anime Man or whatnot, and I watched most of it, and it was really interesting how they were talking about some of these girls. Like, they get so stressed out where like there's actually a no cutting clause in their contract, which like cutting themselves. Like, it can't be visible.
Yeah.
Like, they can't be on certain parts of arms. I was like, that is wild. And they were talking about like how she puts perfume on her hand when like she shakes the people's hands. Like, they're talking about how it can get creepy and stuff over there. It could be, depending on which kind of idol you can be or stuff like that. And I doubt anything like that was happening with Baby Beard. So that's why I was curious when she said, I want to be a different type of idol. I'm like, what does that mean? Like, because according to this person here, there was like levels of it depending on who you're with and what agency you're with and stuff like that. So I thought it was fascinating. If you guys want to hear more about it, check out this video. I thought it was a really good interview.
Job by the Anime Man on that one. But I think, I don't want to speculate, of course, because we can only assume what's going on. I would assume that there's probably nothing dark going on. She probably just wants to go into a different kind of a formation of a group. But yeah, we do know these things kind of happen with K-pop and other.
I wasn't saying
that. Oh, you weren't implying that.
Yeah, I wasn't implying that. I was saying like, I'm curious, like on the styles of idol, like which agencies do that kind of thing, and if they actually like bring light to it, it's fascinating.
I mean, we know this kind of stuff. It's not just over there. We see it over here as well when actresses and young musicians are coming up. You got some shady people out there, and I think we've talked about this kind of stuff where you have some bad actors out there who take advantage of young talent and steer them in the wrong direction.
In this letter, she goes on to say, I had a lot of new, sometimes puzzling experiences as a member of Baby Beard, but I was very glad to perform in front of my fans and talk with them. That could be a weird translation thing. I was like, got me thinking. I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah, could be. Either that or just turning around and seeing a 6-foot-tall Aussie, having to perform.
Yeah, that's weird. Well, that's another interesting thing is like, he's like the center vocal point, right? With this, it's not,
Yeah.
And he's just doing screaming.
He's really the front person, I'll say.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Nothing, Ryan?
No.
Thank you, Vlad.
I'm out of coffee.
Hey, Vladimir Chupin, thank you so much for the
Speaking of coffee,
man.
How's it going, Vlad? Hope you're doing well over there.
Back to some little bit quicker news here. We got Brideer just released 5 amazing dual guitars of heavy metal, covered by the Sukiyaki sisters from Brideer. I didn't realize they were sisters, to be honest. But it's cool. They have chapters for the songs that they did. They did Raining Blood by Slayer. They did Hate Breeder, Children of Bodom.
I want to watch that right now. That sounds awesome.
Let's go.
Silverwing, Arch Enemy, Nightmare, Avenged Sevenfold, and then they did Embody the Invisible in Flames, and that's really cool. So they did all those solos, which is awesome.
Oh, it's the solos.
I think it's just
I'm curious, man. They string them all together. How long is that video?
Oh, they're just dueling parts. It's just 4 minutes, so it's just like a quick thing.
Okay. Cool.
We should do a reaction to it, maybe. Yeah, that's what we should have checked out this morning.
There you go.
And then we talked about Hanabie. Love Bites also released the Hammer of Wrath official live video taken from Knocking at Heaven's Gates. That just released yesterday. It just premiered yesterday. You guys should go check that out. It's a really solid performance. Sounds really good. Maximum Hormone, bringing up this anime guy again. He just came on the list. He did a Maximum Hormone worst to best for albums. I agree with him on most of the picks on here. He's talked about the when Maximum Hormone first started out, their first band name, which I already forgot the name of it. ASA Crew, that was the name of that initial group, and how they developed their sound. And it's interesting because he's talked about like how they morphed into what they are today, and it's kind of like what we see with Hanabie, right? They're morphing into their sound, and it was cool. Like he's just going through like their whole like arc of the
Well,
albums.
I
or
didn't know
whatnot.
that Anime Man was such a huge fan of Maximum the Hormone.
Yeah, so
whenever I watched Trash Taste, I hadn't seen him talk about them much.
yeah, well, he said in this video that he wants to start shedding light on Japanese music. So
Good for him. Good.
that's really cool.
Awesome.
I mean, somebody with almost 746,000 subscribers, that's really cool to have somebody that big talking about Japanese music. And he said this is something he's going to start doing from now on, which is really cool to hear. We're just talking about this a little unmusic related. Well, kind of music related because AI is just keeps going and going, getting better and better. New Blackjack manga episode created using AI to be released in fall. You want to talk about that, Andrew?
Yeah, this is fascinating. So I found this one on the Japan Times, and the header here, or the lead, is that there's a new episode of the famous Osamayu Tezuka manga Blackjack, created with the help of artificial intelligence, be released this fall. The project and the creators are using the AI to train, based off the structure of past plots and relationships, to create more episodes and situations for the Blackjack medical drama. It's interesting because, as you guys know, I have more of a background in IT, and I've been watching what's been happening with the development of artificial AI, the chat AI, and the other systems. Some people get a little bit concerned, like, oh, is AI going to replace everything? I don't think so, because just as we were talking about earlier, with how the human element adds a sort of variable that computers just can't replicate. And even in my opinion, even though AI is a fascinating new technology and it's going to be with us whether we like it or not, it's all about using the AI to further your creative endeavors. So if you're a musician and you're struggling, maybe you can have the AI help do some programming bits for your drum backing parts, some EDM kind of stuff. Or as if you're like me as a writer, I, in fact, for my writing, just as a matter of disclosure, I use a product known as Grammarly, and Grammarly has AI bits and pieces into it, so it can
I knew your spelling
auto-correct me
was
in
too
real time.
perfect. I knew the spelling was too
That's
perfect.
why. That's why, because
Nice.
there is an AI that helps me with my spelling check and my comma splices and other little writing things like that. So yeah,
you
even I
need
have to
to add
admit that I
in.
get a help from the
You need
AI.
to start adding in misspelled words so it feels more human.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit about this, and I was discussing, if because writers have been using it, and as long as your vision, like the AI, doesn't start directing what you do, you're still
Yeah,
still using it as a tool as opposed to a cheat. It's still, I mean, I think it's a way you can cover a lot of ground faster,
exactly.
but because I messed with a little bit. I have a story I started years ago and I never finished it. So I put in, just as a test, I put in my kind of synopsis in Chat GPT, and it like it spit back like kind of typical fantasy with because I put in the basic what the world was, and it gave me like a typical fantasy plot, and then I tweaked it. I kept tweaking it with my characters and what I had in it, and I'm like, whoa, this is getting pretty freaky. Like, started getting real close to what I had already written. I was like, all right, I can see how this could be useful, But
Oh
you
wow,
gotta,
that's nuts, man.
it is pretty a little scary because you can take an idea and it can flesh out the idea for you. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
The big thing, though, that I'm finding is, I think what people are concerned about is that AI can take over the creative process. I just don't think that's true. I think what it's doing in behind the scenes with the algorithms and everything is that it's just looking. It's almost like, if you think about how the human brain works and how your memory works, sometimes you have to sit and think, okay, what story did I read or what did I craft years and years ago? Well, the AI doesn't have to spin up to find that stuff. It just gets it instantly. And so what the AI is doing is sort of backfilling those thoughts and memories. And in the case of, like I said, as a writer, I know how to spell words, but sometimes just when I'm typing, trying to get some thoughts out, you know, for whatever reason, I'll misspell words, and then I see it highlighted. It's like, oh, yep, let me correct that. I misspelled that word. Oh, I got a conjunction sentence right there. It's not working. Let me fix that real quick. So I just see it just as just being another thing that adds to what you do as a creative, but it doesn't take it over because it's not inventing anything. It's just
to add what
making
you're
connections in the back.
to add what
the
you're
background.
saying actually to this. What I think it does, it allows you to actually be more creative, because what you're saying is you're trying to get your stream of conscience out. And sometimes our stream of conscience, when we're trying to be creative, gets interrupted by like tedious tasks that are in it. For example, I'll be recording or something, and like the input doesn't work for whatever reason, and Ryan knows this really well. We spend an hour trying to figure out how to get the guitar hooked back up, and then bam, you don't remember the song you were just gonna write. You know, so
then you're out of the zone.
I think it's the same with writing. Like, I'll write down
Oh yeah.
a whole paragraph, right? And then I'll go try to read it afterwards. It is fucking awful.
In the moment, you're like, this is brilliant.
It made sense.
Oh yeah. I've had several of those.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a great article. Then you go back next day and read it. It's like, this is total crap.
I just think it lets you be more creative. Actually, it lets you get rid of the tedious tasks.
It's
Yeah,
not
keeps you
going
in the zone.
anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, it's
too
not
late
going
now.
anywhere.
It's here.
Yeah.
Actually, I saw a tweet. Either you can be replaced by AI, or you can take over and learn to boss the AI. It was, and I'm probably butchering and paraphrasing that tweet, but I think, you know, it's
anyone
Harness it like a wild stallion.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah,
anyone
we see
just
this all the time.
imagine Andrew like beating the shit out of a machine right now? That's exactly what I thought about when he said. Just imagine
That's
like,
kind of
just-
my job. I don't beat it physically, but in a virtual sort of way, yeah. Always banging on keyboards. You know? Got a new keyboard. The old keyboard keys are loose. Yeah. I think I know we got other IT people out there. You guys know what I'm talking about. You know about this IT stuff. The virtual world that you go into sometimes to be a programmer, business analyst,
what
data analyst.
do you think about all this, Wave?
Oh, jeepers.
Got you, motherfucker. Pay attention.
No, I was listening, kind of. No, well, like you said, I think it's useful when you are maybe stuck just to grab some ideas, because at the end, you're still taking these things and filtering everything and creating something that you are trying to create. You know, you're not just letting it take the reins from you. And also, I think there's lower levels of it, like Andrew was saying, with spell correct and stuff like that. That's not like creating anything. That's just like making sure that there's no mistakes, making sure that what you're trying to say is coming through. But like, there's so many different levels to it. And I feel the most sorry for like coders and stuff, like people who do coding. That there's this kid I know that's learning to code, and he thought it would be a really great thing to get into, but a lot of the jobs that would have been available to him are being replaced by AI. So that part's kind of scary and sad. But like, when it comes to creativity, I mean, everyone has a different process anyway.
Well, as somebody who's
Wherever
in
you
IT,
can get ideas and inspiration.
I would say to that person, don't be scared by this, because this is what always happens. I've seen this throughout my entire technical career. Is there is that concern, like, oh, a new thing's coming, it's going to replace my job, and what we find out is it actually creates more jobs. So it's not so much that you would have to learn the very, very basic elements of coding. You don't have to go and learn like C. You don't have to know the machine language of the ones and the zeros. You can still be a coder, but now instead of actually doing the code yourself, you can tell the AI, hey, I want a program that does this. I need to correct these statements. Put in proper if-else statement there. Do a
But-
nesting statement there. Do my case
Right.
statement over here. And you'll just tell the AI what to do, and then the AI will do all the syntax. Because in coding, it's about the syntax. It's like for you guys, imagine you're writing music, and sometimes you think, okay, where do I need to put the fourth note on the bar, and where's the letter G on the tab, that kind of stuff. So it's not so much that you have to worry about that little technical stuff. You just tell the AI what to do, and it'll do it for you. But you're still in control.
Wait,
So
what were you
one
saying,
person
though?
can get a lot more work done, meaning they need less people.
No,
But,
no, that it always no.
I want to take this
disagree.
back to music.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
Okay, so with the creative process, when you run into a wall, sometimes you can have a great section and you don't really know what to do with it. So I think AI is really cool for getting those ideas that spark another thing in your inspiration that you can take it from there, and it'll pull things out of you that you couldn't have pulled out of yourself. So I think that aspect's cool.
But I just want to go back and say that there's nothing really to be scared about, because I would hear this all the time, like, oh, when the printers were invented, now secretaries aren't going to have a job. Yeah, it's true that some jobs go away, but more come, because now more people are going to be needed to do
but
these
there's
things. We're
always
going to need more people who can run the AI that will do
no, but
other things.
what Wade was talking about, there's always going to be that buffer, though. There's always a buffer of people
sure.
struggling for a good year. And then somebody just put in the chat, I think this is a really good comment. They said there's going to be the people that know how to use AI and the people that don't. And like those people are going to get the jobs, the ones that learn how to use AI properly. So that's what I always recommend to everybody. Just like start dabbling with it now, start working with it, and see how it can make your job easier.
Yeah.
Maybe this is
Yep.
good news for people who actually write their music as in a band format.
Yeah.
Because we know AI could like write any fucking pop hit that's already on the radio, right? Because it's all super predictable and it's all set to like basically an algorithm. Like, this is what people like to hear. So here's these predictable changes and all this shit. AI would be perfect for that. And then that leaves all the artists that actually want to create interesting music to like do their thing.
Right. Because you still got to have that room for innovation. So the
Let
artists.
it write all the pop hits
Yeah.
at once. I don't give a shit. Because I don't listen to it anymore.
It'll still be
But then that'll change, right?
It's
I mean,
gonna
we
sound
see
exactly
this.
the same.
We see this continually in music, especially, is that sounds will change, and if the AI just sticks to doing one thing, eventually people are going to get bored with that. So you still got to have people coming in and adding that innovation, doing experimenting, being progressive, doing different things. And so I think it's always going to be us flesh and blood people in control over the machines. I don't think Skynet's going to take over. I don't think machines from the future are going to try and
Yes, they will,
us
Andrew,
into
and they're coming for you,
battery
man.
pods.
They're gonna kill you, Andrew. Just you better run. You better get a bunker. You're creating a super machine right now behind you, and it's gonna control your body.
Yeah, look at
I'm
that
gonna see
monster.
cables gonna come out.
Growing legs.
It's gonna plug into the back of your
That's
neck, and you're gonna be just slaughtering people, and we're like running
See,
from
I'm
Andrew.
secretly
All-
planning to take over the world with this thing.
all those fans is going to be able to fly.
Well, that's
Yeah,
how I'm going
you
to get
just-
up to
you just-
Elon's space station.
You just gave your computer a way to fly away. I mean, but anyways, very very interesting though. Just overall, I'm curious to see where it goes. I'm trying to think of it as a positive way and be excited about. But it does suck. I feel for you, Wave. Like for your friend, like just losing a job like that sucks. Hopefully, he finds like another way to make it make stuff happen. But all right. Want to move on? You guys, anything, Ryan?
Yeah, let's move on.
All right. So we got the top 10. We got top 10 today. We got cotton candy, or I think that's how you say it. Cotton candy. Cotton. I think it's meant to be cotton candy, but in a weird spelling. I could be wrong. You guys can't see it. So
that sounds familiar.
a rock band consisting of these three lovely ladies formed in 2018 in the Light Music Club of the same high school. In the 2021 annual ranking of the music distribution site Eggs, it won the first place for both artists and songs. From the first EP, Pure, Long Skirt is Blowing, ranked third on Spotify weekly viral chart for 2 weeks in a row.
Fuzzy Navel. Hey, guys, I think
What?
I know I watched this. I think I might have shouted it out on a previous podcast. That video where they're all playing in like a living room with wide angle lenses.
Yeah.
They're really cool.
Yeah, that's this. So it's pretty good. What do they sound like? Wave.
Oh, 3-piece indie rock band.
Okay.
I don't know genres well enough because I don't really care about labeling music, but like
Well, I just meant like, is it like a clean, like a funky, got funky tones going on, or is
it's
it
been
like
a few months since I heard that song.
Oh, okay.
So heard a couple hundred or so since then.
Gotcha. And at number 9, we have Otto, another upbeat rock track from Otto and Vonnie, straight into the top 10. I haven't checked that one out yet. Have you guys checked that one out?
No, but you said that was Otto and Vondi collabing on that one?
Yes.
Or just Otto?
From Otto and Vonnie, yeah. So Vonnie
Yeah.
probably helped produce it, I'm assuming.
Cool. When did that come
He
out?
makes awesome stuff.
That
This one's been out, what, a couple of weeks now?
week since
I still think it's
premiere
new,
9.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, gotta check that out.
Then Yoroshika, Setting Sun coming in number 8, and then number 7 we got Millennium Parade and Ringo going down to the 7th spot. Number 6 we have Koshi Inaba going up a spot. This has been on the charts for a little bit too, holding strong for 8 weeks. Number 5 we got Atara Shigako staying flat right at 5. Number 4
They're a fun band.
we have Higate. What is it? Higate Dandism.
Oh,
Higate
Official
Dandism.
Higate Dandism.
With
Yeah, I think official
Tattoo.
is actually in their name. So no one's confused.
So is the official Hige Dandy?
Number 3, we have Queen Bee going up a spot. Number 2,
I finally checked that one out real quick, just to say I finally checked that one out from Queen Bee. It gets kind of dark. I didn't see it coming. I was like, oh, this just got dark. So for those of you who've seen Mephisto,
I've seen it's a pretty interesting song. I didn't know how to feel about it. I gotta listen to it again. And then the number 1 and 2 spots still being held by Malay Man with a Mission. They've been holding it strong for 13 weeks now. So both of them just staying there. All right. Okay, guys, that was the news for today. If you guys have anything
well, I got
else
one
you
more
wanna bring-
thing real quick to update on in the world of K-Rock.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We finally got some more info for you Rolling Quartz fans. Their fan sign event happening at the Pan Pacific Hotel in Toronto is August 26th. So do check out J&B Entertainment for that. So your Rolling Quartz fans up there in Canada, check them out. Get an autograph. Meet the band.
Hell yeah. And yeah, August 6th. All right, guys.
August 26th. Yep.
You guys got anything else?
Ryan?
Nope. Except I'm gonna be, I don't know, doing more stuff. Oh no, I'm just gonna be trying to do more things online, do more live streams, and maybe some more. I'm thinking ahead, folks. When I'm not working, I gotta fill some time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got some time on your hands coming
Gotta
up.
fill some time, and
Time to
I gotta
hustle.
I gotta come up with some interesting things for you people to watch. Actually,
yeah.
do the requests that are in the queue. That'd be a good start. I think.
That would be a good start.
How many years are you behind?
I'm not. Well, the Discord thing is, yeah, that's a long
Hell yeah.
getting there.
You'll
I don't
catch
know.
up.
I just want everybody to have a great week and see you next weekend.
Yeah. You guys have a good one.
Thank y'all for hanging out. And that's it.
Nailed it.
As always, follow us on the usual socials. Also, keep up with us on gaijinguys.com. Once I get back up and running, I'll be updating the site. And do look forward to some more information and things that will be coming your way from the Gaijin Guys. So thanks again for having me on. I have been other champ today. Thank you.
All right. You guys have a good one. See you.
Bye.
Bye.